Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? I don't know if there's anyone actually watching tonight because I've started much later than I normally would. It's been one of those days today. Definitely been one of those days. Which we all get from time to time. But, very annoying. Please ignore the crackling, I'm just having a throat sweet. Dum dum dum. So, what am I doing tonight? Well, very simply, I'm going to be turning some Tartarus Terminators, which I just won from an eBay auction for very, very cheap, into some squat Hearthguard Terminators. A lot of this I'm going to be making up as I go along, because I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do it. But I don't know how well you can see. Let's just try and get the light a little bit better on that, he says, whilst smacking the camera about. Nope, that's no better at all. Hang on a second. Let's just try and make that somewhat better. I'm trying to do that. Somewhat, but not amazing. If we just fiddle around a little bit though, I think we can get... There we go, that's not so bad. So, no, that's way too washed out. That's because it's on the wrong mode. That's why. Slightly better, but not by much. Let's try turning this one around a bit. Hey, hello, Paul. How are you doing, mate? Let's move the camera a bit so we're not getting a bird's eye view of my crotch. I don't think anybody wants to see that. How are you doing, Paul? How are you doing? What are you painting tonight? I'm having a go at some Hearthguard Terminators, which I'm going to be disassembling and reassembling as squat Terminators for my squat army. Picked them up on eBay from Troll Trader. Wasn't a bad price at all, to be honest with you, considering there's bits missing, hands and whatnot. So, is that too bright? Yeah, that is way, way too bright, isn't it? Can't see what I'm doing at all. That's just so washed out. Let's try bringing that down a bit. I think that's going to be the smart thing to do. Oh, Tau Ghost Keel, some Salamander Terminators and a Dreadnought. I've actually got somewhere, I have begun work on my Space Crusade Dreadnought. That is going to be a Deathwing. When I say Deathwing, I of course mean Deathwing from the old Rogue Trader era, where the Deathwing were the way they were because of a Gene Stealer infestation, rather than the current stuff, which is, to my eyes, it's interesting, but it's not as good. There we go, that's a bit better. So, there's a white, bright white, then it's been gone over with a very, very washed out black Templar contrast, and then it's going to be dry brushed again with a Wraithbone, and then I'll start doing all the bits. It's even got, you can't really see it because of the whiteness. Let's see, it's even got a quote carved into the side, which is really like this thing. I'm going to be taking my time with it. So, shall we get going this evening? At some point, Paul should really join me in doing a chill and build while we just sit here and talk amongst ourselves, see if people are interested in what we have to say, and build our stuff. I'd be up for that. Hang on, hey Jai, you've bought a scooter. What kind of scooter have you bought? Why have you bought a scooter? I've got a multiple side of questions here, and I don't think there's any answers that can be given. Of course, the problem here is, well, that's a good start. Huh. Okay, Jai, what's the strangest thing that you've got? You've got a GoBot scooter, and that's not the strangest thing. You've got me all a quiver here about what that could be. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, because I was going to have to chop that down anyhow. But that's so weird that just chopped the way it did. Oh, so we need to take these legs down massively, because squat. And that leg as well. Right. And how does that look? That's not so bad. But do you know what we need? We need an actual squat for size references. So we'll take this guy. His name is Harry, and he shall be our size reference for squats. So, to be honest with you, when you look at the size, there's not a massive amount of difference. It's all in the bulk, so that's not going to be too difficult to do. The arms I might actually just leave as is. I think they work. Getting the heads out, now it's going to be the hard part, I think. What the hell? A ductular branded mouth organ. You've got a harmonica, Jai. You've got a ductular harmonica. I've got to admit, when you said that's not the strangest thing, that's not what I was expecting at all. Even slightly. I think I'm going to have to get interesting with this. And the problem is, because these are built, I didn't want to go for built ones originally. I don't normally like getting hold of built miniatures for conversions, because you've got to do stuff like this. But they were so cheap that I couldn't really pass it up. I very much wanted the Tartarus armour to make this idea work. So unfortunately, a lot of this is going to be me digging out faces. I mean, there's probably a load of different ways I could have put this into an acetone or something for a short amount of time to debond the plastic glue, but I haven't really had the chance today to do anything. These only arrived this morning, so in all honesty, I wasn't going to get very far. However, that's fine. It just means that we're going to have to think on our feet as we do this. Right. And the problem is, though, Jai, vinegar would help with superglue, but it's polystyrene cement. As a result, what it does is it melts the plastic to make that firm bond. So, it's a tough one. It's a really tough one to try and work out what to do. just realised I better find the right heads as well. That would be a good start. Oopsie. Where did I put them at? That's not good. Yeah, I don't actually have a bone saw anymore, which is an annoyance. My bone saw got lost in one of the moves. I'm not even sure when I last saw it, to be honest with you, so that's very annoying. Actually, if anybody who took part in the last build, I do have something to show you. So here is the tank from the last build. I'm actually glad that Jai's in the chat, because there's I've done a couple of things here that, yes, you can see that in the light there's a couple of bits here that still need to be painted. I am aware of that. You might quite like the fact that it's got Bug Hunt written on the side there in a sprawl, that it's got the word Grudge written on the 2 top missiles, and of course Eat It, you know, that Rogue Trader style, and it's got its name, Bertha. So I thought Jai might get a little bit of a kick out of the fact that this thing is now called Bertha. So yeah, there you go. This is Bertha. Big Bertha. Right. Open up the bits box and see what we can see. Somewhere in here I do have some 3D printed bits, little bicycle and everything, some heavy weapons and whatnot. So I've got bits in here that I'm going to be using for this evening. But first and foremost, I need to find the correct heads so I can... a load of Gene Stealer parts as well, Orc parts, so many parts. I love bits boxes. Bits boxes are just the best thing in the world. There's just something very pleasurable about having a bits box. Just going through it. I take it that Jai is pleased with the naming convention then. Going down to Constantinople, not Istanbul, but Constantinople. Ah, that's where that is. Put you to one side because I'm going to be using you. Glad I found that. I've got lots of guns on it. Aha, here we go. The Hearthguard heads. That's what I'm after. So we'll get some of those out. I'm very annoyed. I don't seem to have any Gene Stealer skulls left. I would have quite liked to have stuck some Gene Stealer skulls on these guys. But unfortunately, that looks like it's just not going to be doable. Very upsetting. Yeah, it's a good question, Paul. How has Bertha been a theme today? You don't often expect Bertha to be a theme. Which way around does that go? It goes like that way around, right? So, in order to get this to fit into there, I can put it in just like so. We're getting so much glare, it's very difficult to see what I'm doing, isn't it? I wonder if there's a way of reducing the glare a little bit. Yeah, it's very difficult to see what I'm actually doing due to the amount of glare that we're getting. Okay, let's try something totally different and have side on. Means we've got a bit more shadow on one side, but that's reducing the glare quite a lot. There we go. Brilliant. Right, okay, so I do the heads so they fit on like that. But the problem there is that you've got a lot of space. So I'm thinking if we chop this inside of the head down, now there's an easy way of doing this actually. What we do is we melt it. As it melts, it softens. That's going to take a lot less time to cut into. So whilst that's doing that, let's get the green stuff out. And apparently, people outside will scream at me because they're super excited about the idea of green stuff. Apparently. I don't know, people are just weird. People freak me out. I don't understand people at all. Which is not a good thing considering my line of work. It's amazing how much plastine cardboard and plastine tubes and plastine everything I've got. It's just so much of this stuff. So, what we're going to do is we're going to look at this guy's legs. We're going to work out how, if at all, we need to chop his legs down. I think I'm going to have to, because I think these legs are going to be too long, as is. So, maybe not, actually. Because, I mean, the Terminators, they are going to be a bit bigger. I actually think that might just work as is. Green stuff, everyone loves green stuff, it's your friend. And everyone should really love green stuff. Green stuff is like the best thing in the world. Hello, Mr. White. Ooh, you harmed yourself with a potato peeler. That's never a good thing. Eek. Did you manage to get the bleeding to stop and everything alright? I know that that can be quite a bastard of a thing, of an injury. The tip of your finger, because that's where all the blood vessels and things are. A little bit of green stuff. And we notice I'm sliding it on rather than dunking it on. The reason for that is for maximum coverage of the green stuff. You know something? I don't think I need to chop that leg down at all. I think that leg is going to work just fine like that. Slice away, get rid of all the leftover bits that we don't need. I actually have some liquid green stuff now as well, which is something I haven't had for a long time. Liquid green stuff is really good at texturing and filling in the minutest of cracks. It is not good at filling in anything else, which is why I stopped getting it. But I did discover that you can do some really nice texturing work with it for cloth. And it's you put it on, you let it dry for, oh, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes, and then you just go over it with a brush, like an old brush or something. And what it ends up doing is giving a very nice effect. Okay, where's his other leg gone? Where has his other leg gone? There it is. So I think I need a smaller amount of green stuff. I think that was too much. Used that. I mean, to be honest, I don't know about you guys, but I think that works. I think that's just about right for height. The head is going to be too high though. That's the only issue. But it's not a humanoid head, is it? It's a it's like a robotic face. So I think, in all honesty, that's not going to matter too much. I think that's going to be absolutely fine. Yeah, I think if we chop this down a bit to make a nice flat surface on the back. I don't know where that went. And that, kids, is why you shouldn't try and snip metal. Not metal, resin. Never snip resin. And if we chop that little bead section off. Yeah, I think, in all honesty, with just a little bit of work, that's going to go in there. So, remember kids, slice away from the veins. Never, ever, ever slice towards the part that has all the flesh on it. Unless you are actually trying to murder someone. Once you do that, but then again, if you're going to do that, I wouldn't use a craft knife. I'd use something slightly less non-theatrical. I'd go for something like a combine harvester. So you know, which I mean, the same thing stands. You know, you if you are using a combine harvester, cut away from the fingers. Never ever cut towards the fingers with a combine harvester. I actually keep making the joke at the moment that at this point in time I've got weird, because of the way this camera works, I've just got these weird witch hands that just feel like they're coming straight at you. No, bring me your firstborn. Yes. I've gone all Gollum. Habits, yes. I'll stop doing that, I think. Slicing bits out. So I think we need to cut a bit more from the bottom of here to flatten that out. Yep. I think actually it just looks a bit weird. Doesn't really look like he's in there. It looks like it might actually be too big. I might have to rethink this one. Darn. That's an annoyance. If we chop one of these out. Okay, what we're going to do is instead we're going to try and remove this plate. Is the music too loud or everything, or is that alright? Is that a decent volume? Ah, that's better. Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to slice down the back of this. You can't hear the music at all. Okay, so my worry was it was too loud, but the reality is it's too quiet. Okay, well, let's pump that up a little bit then. Yeah, it's the weather around here has been very extra autumnal is the word I'm going to use. It just it started off this morning and it was raining sideways, and it just kind of kept getting worse. Bloody weather. I don't like weather. Who do I complain to? If we can get rid of this bit down here, that should fit in. Any issues? Let's just smooth it out. See how much easier that just comes out after putting some polystyrene cement on it. It's not smooth like, but it's a much easier way of doing it than the other way, which I was doing. Yeah, there we go. Right, bit of green stuff. And the faceplate goes in. Jig, 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 jig. Jig, 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 jig. I suppose we really should try and have them looking that way a little bit more, because the gun arm is going to be facing that way. Now, a little bit of audience participation is going to take place in a second, because I'm going to get you to pick out which weapon this one shall have. Right, get his legs into better positioning. Yeah, I'm liking that. Okay, so weapons we've got heavy flamer. I've got two heavy flamers. We could do a double heavy flamer. Got two plasma pistols. Well, two heavy plasmas. We've got las cannon. We've also got on here stubbers and a assault cannon and some more lasers and some other random bits and bobs. So the question then, flamer, spaceship. All right, flamer it is then for the first one. Single flamer or double flamer? Hang on, what? Double flamer. Alright, double flamer it is. I mean, I'm killing Terminators with it, so makes perfect sense to me. So what we'll have to do then is we'll have to chop this section out. Now will actually this load up together? That's the bolter. Plasma, bolter, flamer, there it is. Will this load up together, or will there be bits in the way? I think there might be bits in the way. Yeah. Yeah. You have to take out far too much detail for that to work. Yeah. It's going to be a single flamer because otherwise there's far too much detail being lost. And I kind of want the skull and the tubes to stay. Oh, right, moment of truth. Is this hand going to be too small or too big? Let's find out. That's not so bad. Could do with being a bit bigger. Right. Space Marine hands. It shall have to be. Turn the light up on this one just a tad. Because it is a little too dark. There we go. Space Marine arms are somewhere in another box. Different box to this box. Yes, that's only Space Marine hands with single tiny weapons. There we go. Space Marine. Space Marine hands. Got Space Marine legs. Oh dear. I may have used all of my Space Marine hands. That's an annoyance. Well, looks like it's time to get provocative. Yeah, there is definitely no hands in there. That's irritating. I could have sworn I had about 5 or 6 arms left over from the Space Marines. Yeah. Double check this box just to make sure I'm not being stupid, which is always a possibility. Got some driving hands, they're not gonna work. And I've got some hammer wielding hands, but they're for another project. Yeah, there is absolutely no Space Marine hands that I can use. That is an irritation. That is a large irritation. Oh well, time to get funky then. Well, it is the 41st millennium and we don't actually need hand. Let's try finding out what happens when I just install the cannon straight on. No, I don't like that. That doesn't work for me. Okay, let's try a different route then. Let's get some Caradron arms. Nope, that's the wrong scale. Where we're going, we don't need hands. Okay, Caradron scale. I don't really want to use the pistols. I quite like them, and I've got some plans for them down the line. Bolter, wrong side hands. Yeah, that's an irritation. Every hand I've got is either too small or on the wrong side. So, how to think through that one? This is literally how I do every kit bash, by the way. You know, some people will sit and they will think about this stuff in great detail before they get started. I will literally hand wave it until something happens. which as far as I'm concerned is the best way of doing it, because you never quite know what you're going to get. And just redesigning ideas on the fly is loads of fun. Yeah, let's have a look, see if I've got... nope, they're all null hands. Null hands and... no, they're all just nulls. Everything in there is a null. Which, by the way, is a really cool kit. If you ever want some nulls, I would recommend getting the Frostgrave null kit. In fact, I just recommend getting the Frostgrave kits, full stop. Frostgrave kits are amazing. And completely, you can mix and match them really nicely. There's a wizard's kit that I keep looking at that I'm champing at the bit for. I really, really want it. Haven't got... that's the right size, but it is an axe made out of an anchor. Don't really want to ruin that. There's a couple of bits here, right. Okay. A couple of bits here that we can use, so we'll try them. See how that goes. I mean, yeah, would you use an axe made out of an anchor? If you didn't have to? I mean, that's kind of something I want to try and keep. The cool thing about Caradron weapons, which is what this comes from, is that no matter what you do when you're slicing them up, as long as you don't lose any of the detail, they become amazing gribbles for other things. Right. So, obviously that's going to be too big, so we want to chop off the handle. Chop, 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 chop. Also trying not to lose the fingers. Mine or his. Right. And we attach that into there. I'm aware that that's not going to be a very strong attach point, so we're going to have to think about putting some other parts onto it in order to strengthen that. We'll probably slice there. Nice flat area. Right. Okay. I think we've got a plan here. So what we'll do is on this side we'll put a nice big ammo box. Keep me honest when it comes to my hands sliding out of screen, because I'm aware that I have a tendency of getting further and further over this way, which isn't helpful for you guys trying to see at all. Right, so there's that. There we go, now we've got a nice big contact area. So we need something on this side as well. What have we got to hand? We've got a little flamer tank. Stick that in. If we kind of put it in like that. Keep that straight. So that could fit into the... oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Glue onto the joins. Do-do-do-do-do. Is the arm rotated slightly? Let's have a look. No, it's fairly straight on. Okey dokes. Now the really interesting part where we sit here for the next 5 minutes waiting for this to glue. Bumps. By the way, every time I start singing, first person to mention the song that I'm humming wins a prize. Well, it's more of a no prize than an actual prize. Basically, you win nothing, but I will celebrate you in a way that makes you feel like you have won something. So, there we go. Something fun for us all to do together. That hand's shifted, hasn't it? Stupid hand. I've also just realised that's the wrong miniature. Whoops. Right, I'm going to wait for that to tack up a little bit, I think. Well, let's attach him to a base. That way the legs are going to solidify a bit better. As you can see, that one there is starting to wander a bit. Let's get you back onto that. Get you onto that. Yeah, that leg is wandering a load. Damn it. Get back here, leg. Oh, great. Hang on. There we go. Yeah, that leg was trying to wander like. Scale comparison. I still think that works. I think that works really well. The only thing I don't like about it at the moment is the fact that this arm comes right out like that. I don't think it's meant to do that, but oh well. There you go, first Hearthguard Terminator built. That will be once the arm stays on. It's a shame. I don't have any super glue left, I don't think. Super glue is really good at creating an instant bond that then the polystyrene cement can work off to make a longer lasting bond. There we go, number one. I quite like the fact that because he's shorter, he looks super squat. And in case anybody was on the stream last night, just so you know, the reason that my sound was so bad, much to my annoyance, as I discovered this morning, is because Virgin thought that we hadn't paid our bill and slowed down our internet for about 12 hours. And then I got an email this morning to say, we're very sorry. But that's easy enough sorted. Speed was back up to a decent size when I got up this morning. What's under my foot? Ah, it's a pig man. So I was just looking for my drink because I'm quite thirsty. So, the only thing I don't like about this is the line gun's going is different to where the head's looking. So I'm just going to try and move that head just a little bit more. Nah, that breaks the line of that up completely. Right, I think this arm's going to have to get snipped, which I don't really want to do, because that's going to be a lot of work. Let's see if I can just shunt this ever so slightly in this direction to try and make it feel a little less like he's firing blindly off into a random direction. Which maybe he is. Maybe that's just going to have to be the way he lives his life. Maybe he's not firing yet. Maybe he's just lifting it up to show his mates. Hey, look what I got. Look what I got. Hey. Gonna shoot you. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm going to put that on there, like that, just to leave it. Oh, and it's even weirder than that, Jai. It's so as I was I would have thought that the TV and stuff would have been stopped or something, but it wasn't. It was literally just the internet speed. So God knows what was going on there. But it was an annoyance. Right. Let's try and get this guy done. So I've got. My plan is tonight, by the way, to get all 5 of these done. This one should be a bit easier. We've just got to remove the head and shorten up the legs. And those legs are all one piece, so. They are some seriously brittle knees. Absolutely no pressure whatsoever there to take that one out. What's this one? Quite a lot of pressure. A little bit too much pressure, to be honest. Damn. Okay, not to worry. Slicing down that. And we're slicing down here. There we go. Do 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 bum. Bumps. Ba bum ba bum bum ba dum bum. Bumps. Do 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 do. Again, like that. And leg number 2. Leg number 2 needs a bit of chopping done to it still. Leg number 2 broke in an area I didn't want it to, which is down to me because I didn't get a good enough look at the area I was cutting. So that's not a major issue because it's mostly going to be hidden by this gun anyhow. Oop, nope. That's no good. So what's everyone else been up to this weekend? I know that Jai has been buying Count Duckula harmonicas and various board games. I think what I'll do to save both time and effort, I'm going to chop all the legs down. First, and I'll come back and I'll do the other parts second. rather than doing them one at a time. Because that way, I've all got time for the legs to solidify a bit. So that's something else I want to have a look at. When I get the basics of these guys done, then I want to have a look at something else to try and... well, to try and get them to look a little bit more like the happy eggs of the old Rogue Trader squats. Oh dear. Bloody hell, Mr. White. That's insane. That... what? Wow. I mean, did you have to work until the... were you able to just work until 5 o'clock, or did you have to, like, do the hours, so to speak? That's insane. I was reading quite a good article the other day, and it was all about what to do to make millennials happy in the workplace. And the basic route just went, pay them a fucking wage. Stop making an arse of yourself. All anybody wants is to be paid a decent bloody wage. I thought it was quite funny because it looked like it was just going to be another one of those stupid millennials who work shy adverts, things. But it subverted my expectations quite nicely by turning it around and just going, oi, dickheads, just pay a decent bloody wage. It's funny though, isn't it? Little tiny actually no, maybe just a tiny bit just in there, just to get that in there. Have I got these feet the wrong way around? No, I haven't. Have I? I think I might do, you know. Hang on, let's put them this way now. No, I definitely had them the right way around the first time. Paint, the plastic fumes are getting to me early tonight. Also, it gets very hot in here. It's actually quite bizarre how warm it gets in the this little office that I've made for myself. This is like the warmest house I've ever lived in. It's wow. In a couple of days, I think it was last week, had to turn up the, had to open up the window, sorry, in order to deal with the fact that even on a small amount of heat coming from the actual heating unit, the house just like absorbs the heat completely and just keeps it, absolutely retains it. Which I'm not going to complain about. Lived in far too many cold houses to complain about a house being too warm. These legs are really fighting me. So when you move parts around like that, as much as I've just done there, you get a lot of green stuff movement. As a result, you have to kind of keep an eye on where it's going. Right, get on there and stay on there. So foot goes in like that. Yes. Foot goes in like that. Yes. There we go. Another leg down. So we've got 2 more to go. This guy's going to be interesting because I don't really want them to have lightning claws. So I think what we'll do is we'll snip the claws off. What 40k fans of a certain age are going to scream here, because everyone loves lightning claws, but it does mean I've now got some really cool spikes. If you're wondering why I don't want lightning claws, it's very simple. These are not built. These guys are not going to be built to be close combat. These are ranged. The entire point is they're anti-tyrannid. So we don't need close combat because we don't want to get into close combat. We want to sit back and we want to shoot the shit out of everything. There's some really big guns. That was a harder chop than the last few ones have been. I am looking forward to the point where I get to try and see if the egg idea will overlay nicely onto these guys. Wrong leg. How many hobbies do you get to say that? Do you get to like do something and just go, oh, wrong leg? I suppose Zoids. Who building Zoids? Well, you know, any other any other model kit at all that has legs. Nothing to do with a tank, are you? Oh, taxidermy. Yes, well done. Surgery, yeah, okay. Is surgery a hobby? Would you really do surgery as a hobby? I suppose you could, couldn't you? I suppose anything's a hobby if you're not good at it. Normally I would spend time trying to make the something on the bases as well, but I'm not going to bother with these for doing that. I'm just going to try and get them built, try and get them made so I can get them painted. Right, last one. Now, this guy. I think I'm going to keep that gun because that is a really cool plasma pistol. Sword's going to have to go though, because dwarfs with swords, are you insane? So, goodbye sword. And the other problem is the way that these legs are moulded, which is why I've left him to last. Because I've got to worry that this one might not be as easy, because there is a lot of connecting plastic there. But also, if I can get rid of this bit, I'm not going to be too bothered. So let's see what we can do. Oh god. Ugh. Yeah, there's a lot of connecting plastic. Ugh. Right. Let's see now. What can we get rid of here? Some Horace player is going to be screaming at me. What have you done? And what I've done is I've made your Horace miniatures better by turning them into space dwarfs. Alright then, so I want to see the sitcom then that is Sugar Bear MD, or MD hobbyist. And it's just people coming to you for surgery, and it's just you in your pimp costume going, well, I don't know, I'll give it a try. Let's see what happens when I try to insert this into your appendix. I don't know why that's the voice for Sugar Bear, but it is now. Sugar Bear. Sweet and fluffy like a pear. Oh, Mr. White. Well, once you've got the idea, I'd like to see what the finished product was like. I've got a soft spot for the Imperial Guard. It's one of those ones where I like everything about them, but the actual get them onto the tabletop is they're a horde army for a start, and my days of horde armies I think are done. I have not the time or the willpower to paint hordes, which is annoying because my beloved Skaven are never going to be anything but a horde army. But oof, they just take so long to do. I'm gonna have to be very careful here because I don't want to lose. No. No, I won't be. Alright, if I lose, that's me taught a lesson. What I was about to say was I don't want to lose that really cool leg guard. No, it was nowhere near as difficult as I thought it was going to be. Just goes to show, really, doesn't it? You think something's going to be hard, and it's not. Which is the name of my autobiography. I tell a lie. And my autobiography is going to be dying slowly but quickly but slowly. It really isn't going in, is it? Something's blocking that. What is blocking it? Aha! I see where the problem lies. Here's a thought for you. Paul, it'd be good if you turn out not only to be a surgeon, but a pro player in the underground Operation Board Game League. It's like Fight Club, but for Operation. I'm all in for that. And that's going to take a lot more glue for some reason. It's like the plastic for the captain is slightly denser or something. I'm not sure. Don't know if it's been. No, it's definitely not been like undercoated or anything, but yeah, there's definitely something different about it. Cool. Right. So that's them all now on their bases with shorter legs. It's a bit of a shame to lose these really nice sections on the front, but unfortunately, gonna have to go. It's a bit of a shame I couldn't salvage the. There we go. It's a shame I couldn't salvage the helmets. The Heresy Space Marine helmets are always nice. I've come here to drink milk and extract spanners from stomachs, and I'm all out of milk. But I got a lot of spanners, and only a couple of stomachs. That could be the remake for Duke Nukem. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I am here to take all of those mice out of your stomach. Was there mice in operation? I feel there were probably mice. Bound to have been a wheel of cheese. There was a wheel of cheese in every board game of the 90s, so I assume there was a wheel of cheese in operation. And if there's a wheel of cheese, mice can't be far behind. Yeah, I've got to admit, I'm liking how these are turning out now. I think it's Mantic or someone. They do a thing called the Forge Fathers. And and they are very, very cool. They don't quite hit what I'm after, but I did think they were a really nice representation of the squats. I don't know what I'm going to do when I finish with the squats. Like, I mean, the two ideas I had for this, going up to having this my first game of New 40k in March, Centre Parks, was I was either going to do squats or I was going to do the Galloppox Infected. I don't know, maybe at some point I'll go at doing a Galloppox Infected army. I really like the Galloppox. The Nightmare Hulks are really cool. They're very, very cool. But trying to work out how you do a full army of that, because a lot of the Galloppox is it's like glitchlings, which are little biometric nurglings and insect swarms and stuff. Well, maybe you did it Galloppox Infected and then a ton of this is where it's going to get difficult. You did Galloppox Infected and then just did like Titan type stuff. That could work. Do them as Dark Mechanicum. That's an idea. Dark Mechanicum but gooey. I wish there was more stuff about Mechanicum. But like the biologist part of it. Because I find that really interesting. What the hell does a biologist in 40k do? What is there? Ooh. Oh, something just cracked. What was that? Yep, okay, there it is. I thought something just started to crack and shift there, but obviously not. Glue you down. It's the same with the Archaeotechs. Like there's got to be like Archaeotech hunters in 40k, like the 40k version of Indiana Jones. And I would very much like to see that kind of thing. Right. So this has now had a little bit of time to soften. Absolutely, yeah. GW's. I mean, they're doing a good job at the moment. They're getting the everything to do with the Xenos races up front and centre now. It's about bloody time. I mean, the new Walk Codex is a freaking thing of beauty from what I've seen of it. I need to actually get it properly to have a read of at some point. He says, but my idea of just getting everything digitally and having them all on a tablet hasn't quite worked because they've stopped doing everything. They've stopped doing all the digital things. God damn it! I was trying to save space, but unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So instead I'm going to have to just buy myself a new bookcase, which will have to wait until next year, unfortunately. Because, believe it or not, children are expensive. Even we've only got the one. Depends how much money they take up. Well, rumour has it that the squats are going to be returning next year as part of a Imperial Guard overhaul. Which, of course, they are, because I've started doing this. And if we know anything, that if I start trying to do some form of 40k army, I will always go down the route of what can I do to make things look different, because I like the modelling part of it, and then GW will release it, because that's the way it's been since the Necrons came out. I'm sure I told that story, haven't I? That I bought a load of Chaos Androids from Space Crusade, and I forgot the local gaming hobby club, and within 6 weeks, bloody Necrons. It's why I haven't had a go at building my own Chaos Dwarf army for Age of Sigmar, because I'm just going to wait. And it looks like that's going to all happen because the Oathbreakers seem to be fairly imminent. Which makes me very happy. I have a thing about dwarves. Same problem. That is looking completely the wrong direction for my liking. Let's see, actually, if I can snip, shave a little bit off this side, to try and change how he's viewing. Right. Well, I look forward to Joseph asking for money in his teenage years, and I'll ask him if he's thought about becoming a chimney sweep yet. It's a job that people still need to do, isn't it? Chimney sweep? Now at your age, I used to go and lick asbestos off the walls. It's a lie. Don't actually do that. I'm just lying. There we go. Right. So we need a little bit more green stuff in order to fill in the gap that having the head there is going to make. My head looks far too high up. I think that's because there's no weapon. It just looks a bit weird. None of that sideways glance, thank you very much. We don't want any of that. We want nothing but a serious face. No confusing side face, thank you. Alright, that's another head done. Bloody hell, I'm actually getting through these a lot faster than I thought I was going to. It's like there's a duck inside there. Wah, 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 wah. Over with these two bits. There's his eyes and his... I'm half tempted not to do anything with that, but just paint it as it is. It's fucking brilliant. Oh my god. Oh right, I need to get a photo of that because that's made my night. Absolutely. absolutely made my night. Oh, God. Right. Well, I don't know. I don't think I can go and do that type of killing stuff. Oh my God. Oh. I'm helpless. Help me. I appear to be lost. It's like having a slam hit. Right. Okay, need to get a head on him because otherwise I'm going to not. Here's a question. Should he have a masked head like these guys? Or should I try and put a normal squat head in there? Just to make him obviously the captain of the team. There's your choice. That's the audience participation. So I have a mint. Squat head or armoured? As I just continuously look at this thing. Oh, I'm in love with that. Oh dear. Oh fucking hell. Oh, I am sorry. Right. Yes. Okay, so Paul says squat head. Anybody else with squat head? Or should we go for armoured head? I do have, actually, in these resin heads, which came from Ramshackle. Got some really good ones. So this could be the next audience participation. So we've got... it is really difficult to see the fine detail in this camera, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I think at some point I'm going to have to try and get a slightly better camera with a slightly better focus. Let's see if... Oh, hang on. Hang on a second. Ooh, I've just learnt it does something. Back the other way. Back the other way. There we go. So we've got... Cyber Eye Head. We've got just Angry Shouting Head. That's another Cyber Eye Head. We've got Bane Head. I'm Bane, yes, that's my name. I say the name Bane, I guarantee the pain. I'm coming after you, Bruce Wayne. I'm stronger, smarter, clinically insane. Actually, how much better does that look now? Ooh, there we go. That's fixed it. That's fixed the issues. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. Much better. Cool. Now, the problem, of course, is we now can't see down here very well. I could do with having like an auto thing, but oh well. Wrong way. It's a shame it doesn't auto zoom. But there we go. Right. I'm thinking the Bane head. Well, I'll send you the link to this webcam because, to be honest with you, this has been pretty good for what I paid for it. Obviously, I didn't pay a huge amount for it because I didn't know if this was going to work or not, and I'm learning as I go. So I'm going for the Bane head anyhow. So I apologise for the audience participation not taking true place there, but I want Bane head. That was a terrifying noise, wasn't it? So if we're going to use that, we need to... Can I remove the top lip of Terminatrix here? Have I ever told the story of Terminatrix? I don't think I ever have. Yeah, I found that actually quite surprising, but no, actually, think about it, I don't think I've ever told the story of Terminatrix. So, in the late 90s, early 2000s, I used to do a lot of LARPing. And one of the games had the foulest, most evil demon of the 9 realms pop up in order to, irritate everybody and cause much annoyance. And of course, what they used for it was a Kermit the Frog puppet. I could probably do with slicing that down a bit more. And it was Terminatrix the Limping Demon. And he would just run around, and if he touched you, he would scream, "Limp!" And you would have to go limp. Or, your leg would go limp. And, well, you can imagine some of the jokes that happened in the late 90s for something that did that. But he was legitimately terrifying because no matter what situation you were in, he could turn up at any point in any of the scenarios. So when he did turn up, you were kind of screwed because he was going to make somebody limp. Either go limp or not be able to run very fast. Or, stuff like that. And there is something very, very off-putting about Kermit the Frog puppet looking at you from behind a tree, just like muttering to itself, "I'm gonna get ya. I'm gonna get ya. You won't know when and you won't know how, but I'm gonna get ya. Terminatrix. Terminatrix likes to get ya." That was the same story that I played, where me and another guy, who was 6'8" and was wearing about 40 layers, was covered in guns, and the area that we were LARPing in, which was a scout hut out in Ravenglass, was a evil scientist's lair, which he had set off the bomb in order to make sure nobody ever found out what he was up to. So we had a guy run past us. He's like, "Run! Which direction? Away!" So me and Regs ran, and we ran right through 5 scouts who were out doing stuff. And Regs, in all of this gear, just shouts, "Don't worry, we're on manoeuvres!" And to this day I wonder what that kid thought was going on. Right. Now, he needs a weapon. He needs a proper weapon. Let's just zoom this in so you get a good look at him. Yeah, I think that works. That works alright. Obviously slightly bigger than your average Terminator. Although there is a part of me that's wondering if I should replace it with a normal head, chop down the... Nah. Let's not get ridiculous here. So I quite like his plasma shotgun, so that's staying. But he does need a better power weapon, I think. So, what should we give him for a power weapon? There's always a problem when you do weapon swaps, which is making base contact. So the base here and the base of whatever weapon you're going to put in there is only going to have the smallest amount of contact point. It's the same whenever you do a weapon swap. It is a constant nightmare, which is why I keep the ends of Where's that gone? Yep, okay. That's where I keep the ends of these plastic tubes that paintbrushes come in. Because you can slide small ones on really easily. And it gives you a nice little pommel. Of course, this one's not going to go on really easy, is it? It's a nice little pommel, but it also gives you a nice area to slide a weapon into. Just move it so it's straight on. There we go. Right. Now we need to find him a weapon. Or, actually, I've got a power fist here. Should I just give him a power fist? Oh, thank you very much, Paul. I have to keep an eye on doing that if I'm going to change the focus. So the question is, do I give him a power weapon or do I give him a power fist? I wonder, actually, would this work better? Now that I know that it does that. Let's get right in here. Okay. So hang on, if that's going to work, then will this work? Ooh. Ooh, now we might be onto a winner here. Because I just completely changed the setup whilst recording, whilst streaming, because of course I do. Note to self, why fiddle around when you're already doing something? There we go, right. Washes that out way too much again, doesn't it? Although if I hold it there... Okay. That's not so bad. I think, actually, if I turn this and I change the light value... How does that look? Hey, that's better, isn't it? That's a ton better. It's a bit too yellowy. It looks a bit weird. But if I change the value again... Yeah, it's a ring light. I've got two ring lights. I've got one that's attached to the camera and one off to the side. I think that... I think that works. I think that is as low down as that's going to go. But if I then grab this one, unfortunately, Joe, that's as low down as it goes. Yeah, that's the lowest setting. I wonder if I can diffuse. This is going to be really boring for anybody watching this. I do apologise. But I'm wondering... My pasty white flesh. Don't mind me, I'm just changing the way I'm doing everything whilst I'm doing it. Which is probably the worst idea in the world. The only thing is... Hang on. Oh, idea. I have an idea. There is not an auto exposure, but there is the ability to do stuff here. Video. There we go. Right, let's try that. Yeah, that's a lot better, isn't it? Alright. Well, I can do some fiddling around with that. But yeah, that works a ton better. Which means, actually, we can finally get a good look at this thing. So this is this is Bertha. Now, of course, the screen's really far in, so I'm not able to do too much. Oh, that's interesting. There's some white spirit blue paint somewhere. I don't know where. I've just put my hand in that. Oh, okay. Right. So yeah, this is Bertha. As you can see here, it's got a name written on it, telling you to eat it. And this is what was built on the last live stream. And it's my pop-up attack tank. Also means now actually you can get to see what the actual squat looks like. A little bit blown out because of my crazy white fingers. But yeah. I can do work with that. I can make things happen. There's so much blue paint. I don't know where that's come from. Right, anyhow, so weapons. So we've got this guy who's got his lackadaisical flamer. I think we could probably... Oh, actually, now that I've done that, it's going to be very difficult to turn the camera to focus in a bit. 1 second. Change that focus a bit. See if that's any better. Yeah, okay. Let's stop messing around and actually finish this off. Otherwise, I will just mess around with this for hours on end, and that's not going to be very interesting for anyone to watch. So I'm going to stop doing it. I'll get the camera set up like that. Right. I'm going to stop messing around with the camera now. So we've got him with his flamer. So now we need more weapons. Plasma pistol next, do you think? Well, heavy plasma. I think heavy plasma next. And of course, having the camera all the way down here gives me a lot less room to work with. That's alright. Just things to learn. Things to learn. Anyhow. But I'm happy with that. That does look a lot better on screen. Yes, my plan is to actually have a second camera at some point. One that's on me, one that's face down like this. It might actually not be a bad idea having one that's face down and one that's side on. Maybe once Christmas and stuff's done, I'll look into that. So I'm going to chop off some gun. A raised area would be good, but there isn't a huge amount of space to work with in here, I'm afraid. It's not a large area, this office. I need to actually spend some time working out what to do in order to maximise the space that we've got. I haven't yet at all. I've just been kind of hodgepodging it. As I've been trying to get things rolling. Also running out of green stuff. Maybe that should be the thing that instead of becoming a Patreon to the Flufferhammer, you just help me get green stuff. Send me a monthly subscription to green stuff. Of course, I just moved everything around, didn't I? Yeah. Smart, Adam. So we've got a plasma pistol, so we just slide that into there. Once again, we need things to go on the outsides and the insides in order to hide the green stuff and make slightly better connection points. Those connection points are everything for the long term. There we go. I think he's going to need something around the wrist, isn't he? There isn't enough. There isn't quite enough there. in order to get it to completely fit. It's because the hand I'm using for this one is slightly smaller than the other one. Well, it's the same size hand, it's just the end point that I've had to chop it at is smaller. So that's got a slightly less of a main contact point. The other ones seem to be alright. So what we'll do is we'll just slide that in like that. Yep, that one goes there, and that one, yeah, there we go. So I want that connection point there to fit to there, and that one do at the top. There we go. Attach to that. You attach into there. Sorry, I've gone quiet because I'm just doing fiddly bits. It's very difficult to talk when you're concentrating on the fiddly bit. Which is also going to be the name of my autobiography. Talking on the fiddly bits. There we go, in you get. In you get, I think. I like the fact he's got a slightly gangster pose going on here. He's about to proper gangster shoot you. Let's just move that around a bit. I think that there kind of needs to be a section that goes over the top of that. Because the way that sits just looks a little too... It doesn't look like it fits very well. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to chop out a little section that I've got here. I'm going to bulk that up and see if that'll fit onto it and make it into... It's annoying because I was hoping to use these for the assault cannon. Whoops. Will this fit on? I think that's going to be too big, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be too big. Alright, not to worry, not to worry. I just think that something needs to fit over the top of that. It just... I don't like the way it looks. What have I got that will fit? When in doubt, plasticard the fucker. Well, I mean, they're all going to get plasticard on them anyhow, so might as well just chop a bit of plasticard off. And give it some textures. You notice I eyeball everything. Probably shouldn't. Probably spend more time measuring things out and whatnot, but hey, where's the fun in that, eh? You get back up on that. That's one. 2. And that's 3. There's always the concern when you start bulking things up like this that you end up bulking it too much. Damn it. Just move that back into place. There we go. The hands disappeared, but that's fine. I wasn't really feeling the way that the hand was working, to be honest. So if we just move it around a little bit. Yeah. So as I'm concerned, the hand is inside there, so that's fine. So this guy, I'm thinking assault cannon. I think an assault cannon is definitely what this man needs. Assault cannon, of course, being the perfect weapon for Terminator armor. But am I just going to stick an assault cannon on? No, no I am not. That would be simple, wouldn't it? Why would I want to do that? Right. Let's put these together and see what that looks like. Just started reading the Return of Nagash, which is a Warhammer End Times book. I'm thoroughly enjoying it because the way it bounces from character to character to character is really cool. Shoulder mounted. Ah, not the worst ideas, to be honest. Do I have any form of muzzle that I can put on that? Yes, yes I do. I have a muzzle type bit right here. Quite the idea of shoulder mounting it, actually. It's a ridiculous idea. I love it. Tell you what, I'll shoulder mount something on the captain. And then I'll try and put a little bit of purple onto his camo as well. Just for that pure G2 Megatron look. Oh, you were going for Squat War Machine. I was thinking G2 Megatron. Yep, different things, different thoughts. So we've got two different types of assault cannon here. So I'm going to find out which one we like the most. So there's tri-barreled, and then there's traditional. What are we thinking? Which one do people like best? See you later, Mr. Paul. Thank you for joining us this evening. It's been nice to have you around for a chill. The offer's open, by the way, if you fancy, right, coming on at some point and doing a bit of a chill and build with us, then I'd be very, very happy to set that up. Is it going to work better the other way around? Maybe, but I'm going to have to do some serious chopping, which I think that's going to be the way to do it. Yeah, it's going to be some serious chopping anyhow. We need to take all that bit off in order to get the barrel to go on. And then we need to flatten out these surfaces. Poke out just enough. So we're trying to hide the fact that there is no full ammo clip and barrel here. I'm going to have a look to see if I've got any ammo clips anywhere. That goes on like that. And we straighten out the gun. Yes, that was really easy. I was expecting that to be a lot rougher than it ended up being. Alright, cool. So we'll chop off these bits here, I think. Let's just get rid of them. Although, I do quite like the way that they... Let's just tidy them up. There we go. That's another weapon down. That's an assault cannon. Do you just like the clippy sounds there, Joe? Now I do have some bits and bobs that I want to gribble away with. I think the next one's going to have to be the heavy bolter, isn't it? Oh no, there isn't any more to do. There's just his power weapon to do next. And that's it. Oh, okay. Well, his power weapon, and then I'm going to try and have a look to see if I can make something work. Which may not work, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. I would like to stick an ammo box on him, I think. Ammo box. I did have ammo box. Somewhere I did have an ammo box. Of course, I've just found that. It's more like a what do you call it? It's like an anti-aircraft gun more than anything else. But well, that could have been a fun one to add. But maybe if we do any more of these. Sure, I had an ammo box somewhere. I had it here on the desk earlier on. But it's the problem with having A, stuff everywhere on a desk, and B, very little light to see things through. Oh well, not to worry. We can make things up as we go along, can't we? We can just create, because that's the purpose. We'll just make things up as we go along and see what happens. Although it's very annoying that I don't know where the ammo box that I put to one side for this exact purpose went. It was right in here. Irritating. But there we go. Not to worry. Right, oh well, we'll leave that for now, and we'll start having a look for a power weapon, and then that's going to be about us, surprisingly enough. Sure. I wouldn't have expected. I honestly thought this was going to be where I wasn't going to get all of these finished. But surprisingly, we've done really well. We've put a boiler on him apparently. Didn't expect to find a boiler, to be honest with you. Weird things that I actually have in these bits boxes. I've got a lot of Kinder eggs for a start off. Why do I have a lot of Kinder eggs? Who knows? Can't actually eat them, so don't know where they came from. Of course, my to subscriber level. I need, I think it's 15 subscribers in order to hit affiliate. So I've done, whoops-a-daisy. I'm quite happy with the speed I've done that, but the last couple of streams I've done haven't brought any new things in. Well, I say that last night did, because we've got Paul. That's always a joy to behold. But yeah, there's still 15 to go, which is all right. I'm quite happy with the slow and steady wins the race, so to speak. We'll just see what happens. I suppose it's going to be difficult because I'm not doing what people normally do on Twitch, so I don't know how well that works for the affiliates and things. I don't know that if... There we go. That could work. Maybe. I don't know if not actually playing computer games does anything to change that. He's getting a hammer. Cool. Right. I don't actually understand the difference between subscribers and followers, but yeah, it's the only thing I haven't got on the stream. Bleep blop blop blop. Yeah, followers, subscribers, whatever. It says subscribers on the email I get that tells me how close to affiliate I am after every stream. It does actually say subscribers, not followers, which is weird. It says that I need 15, and I've got like 28 or something like that. I think subscribe is actually what you get once you've got to affiliate, but you need people to follow you to get to affiliate for them to then become subscribers. It is a very confusing experience, to be honest with you. It's taken me far too long to try and get my head around a lot of it. I apologise for the silence and whatnot. I'm just looking to see if I can find anything I can use to make like a little ammo box or something similar. There's a couple of things. Right. Okie dokes. Let's see if we can get this to work. Ooh, actually. Just found like a really nice little... Yeah, he's getting that. That's going to be his power weapon. That'll do me nicely. What else we got in here? Ooh. Got some nice little grubbins actually I can use here. Yeah. And of course, all these grubbins I've just thought of other things I can use them for. So, that's annoying. Yeah, there we go. Cool little bits. Right. Awesome. Let's get these guys finished. Ross has said a couple of times that the streams have been doing pretty well for themselves. It's weird being on this side, and because you kind of look at it and you think, well, no one's really around, no one's really watching it. But if you think that I've only done this for a month, the streaming part anyhow, yeah, people aren't going to get to it, and a lot of people don't like Twitch and whatnot. Some people. But then again, would it have been any better if I'd gone through YouTube and done it through YouTube Live? I don't know. I honestly don't. Difficult one to answer, that one. And I'm not going to like flip and flop between the two because that would just be silly. Right. But hey, as long as I'm enjoying it, that's the main thing. I am actually quite enjoying the... it feels like less of a... feels like more of a hangout. Which I quite enjoy. With the complete lack of social life at the moment. Well, it's not social life at the moment. Complete lack of social life going forward. It's quite nice just to be able to do something like this every now and again. I kind of wish I was able to do more planned stuff. Hopefully that'll happen in time. Hopefully I'll get a bit more free time at some point, and I can plan forward a bit. I'm starting to look at changing jobs anyhow at the moment. But my eyes on something. There we go. He's got himself like a little chain fist type thing. So I think I'm going to turn that into a full-blown power claw. Looking at that. Maybe he tore it off an orc. Maybe he didn't. we go. There's my commander. Although, I could turn it around that way. Nah, I quite like it. Do it that way, actually. There we go, he's squat Yarok. Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. I like the way that that turns out. Right, so that's all the major stuff done. Now I want to try seeing if there's any way. I don't think there will be, to be honest with you. I don't think this will work at all. Nah. The reason I was thinking about this is I started thinking about the chicken Terminators from Fifth Element, and I thought it'd be quite fun to see if I could get these sections to fit on, but I've only got 3 of them, so which is a shame actually, because it does look like that would kind of work, but nah, not when I've only got 3 of them. Cool. So now, just to finish up, I need to put some gribbles on him, and I need to chop up some parts to scrap him up, and then that's us. We're done. We've made some Hearthguard Terminators for 40k out of Tartarus Terminators, which, when you say it like that, doesn't sound like that an impressive a deal, does it? Made some Terminators out of some Terminators, but I think getting the feel of these guys right has been a lot of fun. There you go, he's now got a bit of gribble. Spot on. So I'm going to chop up some plasticard. Doesn't have to be neat, because this is all scrap metal that's going to be going onto them. Oopsie daisy. I slid off the camera again there. Having this smaller depth of field is something to keep an eye on, isn't it? Oops, sorry, I just realised I've gone all quiet there as I'm just looking at this. Nah, we'll not do it that way, I don't think. We'll stick that one on the back. Oh, of course, there's lots of curves to these guys, isn't there? Haven't considered that. That's okay. Doesn't have to be everything. Doesn't have to be everywhere. Just needs little bits just to get the idea that they repair themselves on the fly and don't really go in for the blessed sanctations of the other parts of the Imperium. The way I've been describing them as, these guys are industrial music. Yeah, these are ministry in miniature form. You still enjoying the sounds of clipping there, Joy? Yeah, whenever you say industrial music, people have a tendency to think of Nine Inch Nails. I'm thinking more that late 80s feeling of Ministry and Skinny Puppy, that type of stuff. Lard, Pig Destroyer. Clip, clop, clip, clop. There we go, that's one done. At some point I'm going to have to get an ambot, I think. I think an ambot will be a good little connection to go into the army. Quite a fun little thing, and they've got that's got the same kind of technological grimbuzzles. Yeah, let's go for that. Grimbuzzles. It's got the technological grimbuzzles that I think would fit quite nicely. Ooh, doing that the wrong way around. There we go. Hey, green stuff, get off that thumb. What are you doing on that thumb? Nobody wanted you on that thumb. Of course, now I realise I'm going to have to, when I get around to building the Lord, his name's going to have to be Grimbuzzles. Let's put a really thin piece on there. And I think, oops-a-daisy, we'll stick one and curve one out. I can go. Hey, get here. Get back here, you. You always end up with a green thumb doing this. Without fail, you always end up getting a green thumb. Hey! That is not wanting to go onto there. There we go. I think I'm going to chop around there. There we go. Nicely knackered. Right, I'll just go. Clippity cloppity clippity clop, clippity clippity clop clop. Too big. I have gone really quiet now, haven't I? I do apologise. Once again, fiddly bits. I've been trying to get the tags to work, Joe, and I need to actually sit down and look at the list of available tags. Oh, it's ASMR craft modelling, an actual tag you can pick. Huh. Making. Okay, yeah. Alright, I do the next one. I shall take that on board. Okay, I'm following you. Right, 2 more to go, and we are finished. I hope you've enjoyed this evening. I have. I've actually had a great time, to be honest with you. And a very, very nice way of chilling out after a long and difficult day. I think, in all honesty, I might actually sleep well tonight, which is always a good thing. It's amazing how much would I always sleep when I've done something constructive. Like literally constructive. ADHD brain. And then last guy, he's already got quite a lot of stuff on him, hasn't he? So I don't really want to do too much. He looks very chaotic, doesn't he? See, oh, whoops. Kind of made a chaos squat. Right now you take from bringing anyone in. Okay, because they're not things people search for. I get what you're saying. Yeah. I'll have a look at the tags for the next one I do, which I think is going to be skyboarders. Whoops, it easy. Skyboarding squats for jump packs. Oh yeah, that's nuts. Not bringing anyone in is not a major issue at the moment because still learning and still trying to get my head around how a lot of these things work and happen, and like we did earlier on before with the camera, you know, we've the fact that it's taken me until now to realise that there's a manual zoom function on my camera. Yes, well done, Adam. Yes. I was looking at the podcasting tags and I couldn't quite get my head around it. It's another one of those things where I need to sit down and actually work out a few things. Of course, to do that I need to get a couple of hours free, which I haven't had for about a year now, for numerous reasons. It's very rare that I get more than a couple of minutes free during the day. This skull at the front bothers me. Doesn't quite work for what I want. I think that skull's gonna have to go. Yeah, true. Because Andy is a VTuber. I actually quite like Andy's zombie thing. I think that's really smart. It's one of the coolest things I've seen in a long while. He flashes when he talks and everything. Well, I don't know if anyone noticed, but the system that we used to get Andy's VTuber thing to work, it also stuck a picture of George in, which I had to hide in the screen, and that would flash when George talked as well. I do not understand how that was happening. It's very, very baffling. Yeah, absolutely. I think when Andy's VTuber thing's all finished and it actually animates, that's going to look really cool. Technology is a wonderful thing, isn't it? Makes you cry in the pouring rain. This guy's getting more chaos looking the further it goes. Oh dear. It's not what I wanted to happen, but it's what's happened. I realise that the clippy is the only sound you're getting. I promise you, I'm almost done with these little fiddly bits of plastic card. And that is going to be about us. Doesn't help with I think I'm getting tired now. The energy levels are starting to drop. Which of course usually either makes you less interesting or a hell of a lot more interesting, depending on your state of being. There we go. Right, so we're going to finish him off because we need some studs on that for texture. And there we go. And that's the commander done. It's got its little studs on. Is that the background sound from the snip snips, or is that the background sound from the music, Mr. John? I think that is going to be us. No, that's weird. I wonder why the music's not playing. Oh, it must have stopped. Oh well, not to worry. So, let's have a look at these guys then, now they're finished. So we've got assault cannon. Heavy plasma. Sorry, heavy flavor. Heavy plasma. Great big cannon thing, which was already installed, so I'm just going to leave it there. And then Captain Bane here, who looks like he's really had a rough time of it. I get the feeling he's had the hell kicked out of him a couple of times. But that's what happens when you go to war with a plasma shotgun and a stolen orc claw. But there we go. Right, well, thank you very much everyone for joining us tonight. That's been a load of fun. I've really enjoyed myself, and I am now going to get myself ready for bed, and I am going to go to sleep. So thank you all, and I'll see you all next time. You take care everyone. Bye bye.